Across the room, the heating system hums.
Thoughts, baby. A million lit
Recorded it
on
behind.
it's you can never forget.
It's
Your
reading your awful
it's
For the work, for the good.
solving your little crossword puzzles, doing your task. There he goes again.
he's got no idea what he's
Beep, beep.
Do it. Hey, Moneymouth. Eendrak, the impeccable hustler provider of the 7th generation. It's showtime. What's up? I'm worried about what's down, broke boy. That's right. It's time to stop muttering about your economic self-interest and actually do something about it. Yeah, I heard you back there. What the hell was that? Oh, it can. But first, you need to enter the market. Right now, listen, if you really want to make it in the big leagues, you need to reconceptualize. You need to become a millionaire. Now, how do you become a millionaire? Of course you don't. You've never even been close to a sum. But Savvy's got your back. Savvy's going to book you a charter flight with 80 birds of prey. Are you in? Attaboy. Welcome to the final grind. Here we are. Let's start by getting you into the lucrative art. Interesting. Are we speaking of visual art or something more conceptual? You're right. She has the poise of a struggling artist. Go and support her like the state never could.
Officer, what was that? Yes. Yes. The victim?
Whatever you do, don't say the first thing.
That's clearly your interrogation technique. So she overheard you? Or did anything else? Understood. Okay, that understood. What else did you do? We'll be all right, Lieutenant.
You feel fortified by is it though? Nothing?
Looks like nothing will make them respect the RCM. What else could she? If not you, then me. You think she may be? Yes? What about me? No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. It's like you're locked down.
Something the matter?
Goddamn right something's the matter. Lieutenant Eyebrow here thinks he can shut you down like some browless freak. Let's show him. Raise your brow high, up to high noon. The lieutenant immediately grasps the stakes. His gears to your fingers trace the edges of an imaginary... Now counter his counter. Brow to the troposphere. Full hoist. The lieutenant anticipates your move, but can neither deflect nor parry. An almost imperceptible snap inside the lieutenant. His shoulders relax, his eyebrow casually descending as he tries his best to look relaxed. A graceful retreat. So smooth. There, you've breached his defense.
All right. I have, on a few occasions, when I was young and foolish, smoked hemp. Yes, cannabis. The hemp. I wrote, is that enough of a secret for you? It's not a big deal. I don't do it anymore. But it happened a few times in my 20s. Yes? Good. Let's change the subject.
Whoa. In your hand, Parolidon, the double rainbow of sin. What a funny little cap. Don't let the scary medical warnings throw you off. It's an inadequate The container is warm to the touch. Or is that just the anticipation? You screw the lid open. You suck a minuscule drop of extremely chemical-smelling liquid into your mouth. There, it seeps into your tongue. It tastes like many things, all melting into one conflagration in the back. No, of course not really. It's just a metaphor. This warmth. It makes you want to share your discovery with Kim. Why not? This government-developed substance seems very... Already you can tell you're going to be slurping a lot.
In the bottom right corner of the...
That's one brutal motorcade.
If I were a real skull now, I'd jack it, paint it in palm tree livery.
A snazzy shit-ripped skullmobile like this would make a fine trophy. We could
Yeah, tribal shit.
Well, I appreciate the interest you take in my brutal motor carriage.
It's just theoretical work, Copper. No basis in reality.
Skulls. Now there's a strong organizational. Was it a good idea on the lieutenant's part to get into this?
I can tell you who we're not. Cop.
Which is not to say that the skull...
The part of this presentation you want to take home with you, cop man.
Okay then, let's indulge in some intellectual exchange. These skull people are more than an authority. They're deities.
What about them? Well, first off, it's a statement and not necessarily. The word piss epitomizes the struggle taking place in the world. Things being defined as they seem, not as... Also, you've got to admit, it catches the eye. And since the Grand Piper is slowly but steadily moving towards basing the economy on it, attention, what I mean by this is, we are all pissed.
Like I said before, many men keep searching for the one, for so-called true love, which is actually just...
I'm wondering if the poetics come with the...
To catch a fish, you'll need to hurl the lure many times, and even then it isn't certain that you'll get anything. If you blow up the lake, you get more fish in a shorter time. And for time is of the... Because when one fucks everything...
Hate to admit it, but is it a coincidence that here we have two badass jackets and two badass cops?
Yes? Leather jackets adorned with immature writing? The ideology they convey helps the boys justify poor choices in life and fashion. I'm not a fan. What are you implying? I'm not sure I understand you, detective. Neither. Fine, if only to end this discussion. Theoretically, if I were a juvenile delinquent, if I were to already be down that path, I think peace is the stronger of the two statements. Seems about right, especially considering it.
That's an origin story for it.
So are we done here? Or... You don't need us around for your secret whisper party, do you? That ride is fucking...
Hey, piss... Look who it is.
No. Don't ask anything. Be subtle and scary. The boys dream about being skulls. You...
What? No! Skulls don't have kings.
Yeah, man, keep your voice down. Skulls don't take it...
Prospect must be a hierarchical term.
Wow, you boys are ambitious. Only prospects and already planning...
He gets it.
Shut the fuck up. Are you trying to get us killed?
Now bring it to the jackets and, yes, start shouting.
Please be quiet. What? What do you want? The jackets?
You got it. No need for cruelty.
Oh, man. Okay, I get it.
Fuck.
The lieutenant watches the boys take their jackets off with mild amusement.
I'm absolutely okay with not having either one, thank you. This case doesn't require us to go undercover or raise hell.
Cold-hearted cop.
The need will not arise.
Oh, the need will. As soon as this conversation is done.
I don't know, Eric. It's cold.
Yeah, let's get out of here. The cops fucked us.
Good. Step 1 complete. Now, let the lieutenant feast his eyes on the fruits of the tree of cool.
Yes, you're really...
You've got to work your way into this thing. Subtle, like the aesthetic cacophony the two of you are making right now. Look at this shit. The visual feels make no sense. You're like a pair of white socks in brown...
Detective.
Plow ahead. Don't let him slow you down.
This is one of those times where you're just going to keep talking no matter what I say, isn't it?
A long moment passes.
Never has anyone asked me to place more trust in them than you are asking of me right now. I'm afraid the RCM is going to have our asses for the...
With a look of utter disbelief, the lieutenant slips into the jacket. Now he's become the piss... There's no stopping you now.
The problem is, it really does look cool to have both of these jackets on right now. You mean, any more than I already am? Let's be clear about one thing. The first chance I get.
He means it. The moment your jacket comes off, so does it.
Alright, fuck. Time to solve a murder.
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous. Hello, hello. So what brings you here?
It's the sport.
Hi, gendarme. Hi, hi. So what brings you here?
It's the sport.
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous. Hi. So what brings you here?
Could he be a man? This sexual thing seems interesting. Oscar?
The homosexual underground? Why, yes, I am, officer. Why? Do you want to investigate? Oh, it's a pleasure group. A Sub Rosa pleasure group congregating in cellars under the cover of night. Or Thursday night. Sometimes the congregating doesn't even end. Oh, we're ambitious. We want to destroy the last vestiges of meaning, the last things people in Revachol have to hold on to. Everything will be constantly shifting and moving under our rule. The future will belong to a circus of identities just spinning around, surreal and unreal. You won't even know who you are anymore. Yes, we listen to a lot of disco. Some say we engineered disco to spread our... We are going to change the family unit with all this razzmatazz and finger dancing. And with mysteries. Of course, the mysteries are also of sexual nature, very esoteric. You can't just get into it. You have to be born into it. One is either already in the homosexual movement or forever excluded. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's exactly what we're looking for. Who knows, maybe you were homosexual. I have to say that you do look like someone who might be part of the underground. You have that very distinctive, I can't understand what's going on here. Do think about it, officer. Absolutely wonderful.
A man like you can figure out his sexuality in a working day. It won't be 20 hours unless you want to enter the heightened realms of the phantasme erotique afterwards.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Mr. Dubois, every worker... That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervour now burns in your heart, too. How can I help you to... The Golden Boy returns once more. Wonderful. Simply wonderful. My friend, the mailman, confirms the letter is on its way. You've done a great thing today. You've given... You're in my inner circle. You too, Mr. Kitsuragi. We can talk about anything.
Well done, sire. By guile and deceit, you're in.
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this... An old woman has it, and... Let me tell you, Harry.
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy.
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy.
Union Boy's gonna help you fix it.
The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the debar...
Waving the gun around doesn't sound good. None of this does.
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast, the one on the boardwalk, a little past the fishing village. Be careful, Harry. I would never sit...
She will be there.
More fun stuff. Seems like we already have fun stuff to do.
Great, Harry, great. I think we have truly built a bridge. This has been so great. I'm sorry we don't have more fun things to do together.
Wandering man. Hola, wandering. Los Ardis? They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that.
Is he actually comparing you? Come on. He's just trying to.
Why not? Must be nice being something else for a change. We're negotiating. Aye. All of it.
This seditious talk sounds like...
I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he's probably in his container at the harbor. So head right on in there. I think it's best you make up your own... I guess you can't...
By that?
By heaven. The old man is corrupt for our... Okay, he's beside...
Not this man has political theory.
Sure.
The look is all that of a noble peasant. Or no. No. The man sits on the railing.
It's you again. What is it? Why? Sounds like you're making her. Ruby's one of us. We're not gonna throw her.
And fuck you too, moral fa...
Ruby is missing. If you hide from the police in a murder investigation...
That's nothing. That's just legalese. You don't even have a sound.
I think we'll keep sticking around, Titus. You'll be surprised at how quickly a theory presents.
It's you again. What is it?
A sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostel cafeteria is lit by its air.
Because she was here.
He's cobbling together shit so he can put...
She was here all night? 11:30 to...
Yeah, with us, drinking. Near the stage there.
No.
That's a lie.
All right. She took a fucking leak, okay? For one moment. Maybe went out too. She has an operation to run from her lorry.
That's probably for the best.
And just 'cause she was gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she...
He's been through it. All right, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for sometime during the window.
How? People say they're...
East Delta Pinball Arcade.
Okay, but how'd you get up?
The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter, used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop. Ruby could have gone up, shot him.
That's quite the theory. We need to have a look at that.
I'm on it, boss. Right when the law...
It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift.
Just now. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it? Footprints.
He looks tough, but there is a nervous twitch in his... The tracks were recent, but not worn down in the right foot like Ruby's. It's best to omit this pesky little polemic for now. Too confusing.
That close, huh? How fortunate. Good news is, I'm still listening. Firmly doesn't go well with could've. But a route does not put that bullet...
Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound... But what if you miss interesting information that way? The choice is ultimately yours. But...
That looks antique. A Bell McGrave. It's inoperable.
20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken.
God damn it. We need to close...
Okay. I see your point. There are guns lying around.
We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging up shit.
All right, Carl. Keep talking.
Pete, we're not seriously considering it, are we? We'll be with...
Phase 3. The big one. Get this and they'll give her to you. Remember, don't piss him off. That never works.
And I suppose you have a theory on that.
Think about it. Why go through all that effort?
She had, like, a fully formed plan and shit. Right?
Really, Shanks? Claudia wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up.
Time for a logics demonstration. He scoffs.
Think. You kill him. Get up there. Shoot him. Get down.
The man.
If she used us to cover her own shit up...
Which is why she didn't. She would never do that. Why aren't more of you defending her?
Glenn, I thought the same thing when she skipped.
Oh, so he didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good.
Yeah, like what? A thing? You mean?
Yeah, but... they're both...
Girls like girls too, Angus, sometimes. This is one of those times. She liked classy.
Fuck you. First he says she's murdered him. Now she's a too?
Come on, Glenn. She likes Monica's titties more than you do. Everyone knows which way the wind blows there.
I did. I knew it. That's why she didn't fuck...
She didn't fuck you. 'Cause you're 40, and you still live with your mom, Dennis.
Ruby then threatened her and told her to...
This is some sordid shit. It's also the kind of garbage our Miss Aronier puts out to cover her own ass. That Ruby is queer as cabaret, now that I start thinking. And that's okay. Some are queerer than others. You can still...
And then, boss, use us to cover...
If it's true. But it's not. Right?
Silence. The old, a very small nod. This is the only option.
Yeah, I see it. There's one more thing I've been wondering about. I don't know where she went. She just got up and left. Got real scared, too. Wouldn't tell me where. However hard I asked. Want to know why? She was afraid I would tell you. Maybe she was right. By now, I'm probably...
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that. Friday afternoon, when you first arrived, I got word the RCM was in town. I told you. You, as in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes. Sure. You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But she said you have a funny taste in until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock.
Fucking hell.
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it.
It's not an... Silence. He nods.
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she was...
Scared. You should be, too. A stray... Everard has a file on you, but that's bogus. What she knows comes from...
She's not far. We know that.
Good fucking luck, man.
Yeah, Al. And we...
She's not really, hardy.
She's not, Glenn. A little.
Where have you looked for?
More precisely, on the coast.
Who's doing this looking?
Lizzie needed some air. You're a smart cop, but you're a stupid person. No one goes to...
It's called a radio, you believe. The gardener may have played you a game when she stormed out. She has her own...
Sure, there are some shithouses there. A cinder block town. Fisherfolk there refuse. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash.
We will start there. One more question.
Boyish. Hair's red. Dyed. She looks like a Lowry man. The what now?
She said she's...
What?
We were talking about radio equipment.
This guy barely understands.
There you have it. Hail something. It'll have to.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite.
Oh, sweetie, I don't even know how to thank you for finding my husband and helping him out. I hope we haven't been too much trouble for you. Here, I want to give you a small token of my gratitude.
The little silvery knob holding the tie together feels warm in your hand. It's...
Oh, hello. Oh, you don't want to...
Ramblings. Nonsense.
Darling, I did...
You were a child, my dear. Really. It's extra...
That is away. Reflexively, the lieutenant...
Well, it was summer. I was building a racing track out of sand on the beach near a toll... I'm getting ahead of myself. I was 5 and a half, the strangest moment of my life. I looked up and one of the reeds moved.
She had no fear.
I didn't know this can happen, so I reached my arm and touched the thing. It felt just like a stalk of reed, but it moved. I tried, but I was only a child. There was mud and high water. I couldn't see it anymore. I ran back home to my grandmother and asked her if reeds could walk, and told her they were looking. For years, it was a story I told at parties when I wanted to impress boys. That sort of thing. Of course...
We were on a date. Can you imagine? She tells me a story, and it's the most detailed...
So that's how they met. This...
It did, yes. Like reeds in a gut.
The way it moved, the colour, how some of its limbs were white. Like if it weren't for Lena, I might have given up hope years ago. It's no exaggeration to say that she restored my faith in my profession.
Our first, yes.
The glance is tender, yes, but tempered by something else. A thought.
Not all of them. There is some white coloration reported.
It's hard to say how big things are when you're quite small yourself. To me, it seemed to be taller than I was then, but...
How could she? Who imagines this? She didn't know about that.
So she couldn't have made it up.
That's true, yes. I'm almost certain neither my mother nor my grandmother knew of it. If you trying to tell us you saw the Insulindian Phasmid out there in those reeds, get out of here.
I thought it was a wonderful story, man.
You're welcome, sweetie. I do appreciate the chance to relive it.
And she could get up and walk right into the reeds on her own.
I couldn't possibly shower thanks on you as enthusiastically as my wife has, but I am grateful for your assistance.
He tries to play it cool, remain professorial, but inside, this man...
Good. Okay. Completely empty?
Surprise, tempered with fear and trepidation.
No locusts?
That's not...
It just means the Insulindian phasmid is even more...
She's engaging in a well-known self-deception.
Of course, more clever.
You're dealing with a subject near and dear to their hearts.
Yes. The Phantasmadeia picked off the locust and escaped.
Another trip to the reeds.
I appreciate your concern, officer.
You're jabbing at the soft underbelly of his...
Actually, no. Excuse me for getting emotional. This is a big deal for us.
Heartfelt gratitude. Some kind of foul play.
Thank you, it's an honor. We should probably return to our...
Damn it, Lieutenant. Have you no intellectual curiosity?
Hello. Lena and I were...
Consider the way the empty trap was disturbed. As though you should ask the red-headed boy.
A little hooligan.
Oh, my dear Morel. You've been an old man for too long. Kids love to torment insects.
Delinquents. My favorite.
Oh, you've been such a dear to us. Please, let us know.
Well, I see you've got all the help you need. I'll see you tonight at my place. Let's play Susan.
After this is your last...
Really, Gary? We're getting somewhere.
Lena, I'm sorry, but you're not getting anywhere. It was some kids. I know the little mutants around. Morel, it's been fun. Really. But I need a bath.
No need to apologize, Gary. You'd be more than helpful.
He keeps the language unemotional. The first man to break formation is always a blow to leadership. This is bigger. All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts, like skyscrapers, spires of dirt.
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a sub-case of the imaginary insect. Yes, I feel we are nearing a real breakthrough. I'll let you handle the Kunos.
Kuno saw you wield that can. Sweet graffito action, pig. Kuno likes that delinquent shit. You're still a dink. Now what's your case with Kuno? Yeah? Kuno took the bugs. So what? They're not pets. Don't you know what locusts are? When they come out of the... Stop! You stop. It's like they're fucking night. Locusts...
There's a tug of war over the name of his fantasticals. The girl forces herself to watch again. The corners, the lameness is causing her physical pain. The damage may be permanent.
Maybe I am.
Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno, Kuno.
Oh, Kuno! It's so... Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a...
Don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno!
In it, you hear snow melting. So that's what this is about. Without a word, for once, the boy is lost for words. He used this momentary You got him. Now convince him to leave the cryptozoologist's traps alone.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence. She doesn't know whether to be glad because Kuno's finally convinced of the lameness, or more worried because of his continued use of the first person.
The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
He recognizes the name.
Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out.
As you leave, you notice his usual rooster-like. There's silence between the two children.
Hello, officer. I think I almost have it. A new trap design, that is. I know you're skeptical. So it was just a child.
Thank you for telling us, sweetie. This is good news.
She acts chipper, but something's changed.
Yeah, you're right. We just need to restock the empty trap.
He has a 38-degree fever.
Darling, I told you to take it easy.
You're right, you're right. We can come back next...
There won't be a next season. Not for this. Find a phasmid or admit defeat, people.
We are getting really carried away with this, aren't we? Fine, it's better than having...
He wants to see this tale through, as much as you. Otherwise...
Really? It's too much.
What Morel means is...
Here's a fresh batch of locusts. They should slide right down the funnel. And thank you again. We will definitely...
Wow. Co-discovery. You'd be famous. This would show them all. We need to get you on that list of discoverers. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Hold on, officer. I've got Central Jam...
Yes, this is Central Jamrock Public Library here.
He sounds worried, yet ready to assist. This is...
Billy Majon, you said. Give me a moment, I'll... Yes, hello, are you still there? I found Billy Majon's home address.
They're too poor to have a phone line.
Here we go, sir. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33B.
That's where the smoker on the balcony lives, isn't it?
It says here that they returned their last book just a few... Marie? Marie? Do you remember a reader named Billy Majon?
Maurice, what? A woman yells. Then...
Yes, it was my colleague, Marie. She said that it was Billy's husband who returned the book. He also asked for this new sci-fi release, Lowe's...
Good. You have a name now.
Marie knows Billy. She's been working here longer than me. Sometimes her...
And then goes for a little drink later.
Sorry, no. Marie only knows him. Marie! She said it was an older man, and that she's pretty sure he'd had a... Sorry, Marie wasn't really paying any attention to that. Happy we could help. Goodbye, officer.
Anything else you need from me?
In the cabin, you... A weathered brown door. Something smells. The lieutenant motions to you to go ahead and knock.
Hello?
And someone turns down the radio.
The police. A moment, please.
Tidy this fit.
Come in. The door is open. It's you, from the book stand. Did you come to bring my I don't think I introduced myself properly. I'm Bill.
The lieutenant has taken off his foggy glasses and is busy cleaning them. Condensation. He must feel vulnerable without his glasses. Is this why he's letting you take the lead?
Is this about Victor, my husband? Is he in some kind...
Keep it together. You don't...
Sorry, I'm rambling. It's just that Victor...
How about some small talk? If definitely no small talk. It's like ripping off a bandage. The least painful way is to do it straight up. You've done this before. Just keep your focus.
What did you say?
A great and terrible spike. The blood freezes.
Oh. But... he was just...
But he was just...
We understand this comes as a huge shock. I want you to know that me and my partner...
What happened to him? Was he drunk? I see. And you just... how long had...
If you say 2 days maybe, it will be etched in her mind forever. She blinks, eyes welling up with the handkerchief. A small, terrified smile quivers on her face.
Is there anyone we could call for you?
No. I just need to tell my girls.
The unreal.
God. Should I call them?
No. A day.
Good. That's probably the right thing. Just tell me, what do I...
We've taken him to the city morgue. The local coroner will be contacting you shortly to arrange the funeral. Here... Is there anything else that...
No, I'll call you if something comes up. Thank you. Thank you for telling me.
We should step outside and talk. You did well. I'll call the station when we're finished with the day, and let them know they'll manage. That's it. We should get back to our case now that our... Let's go.
You should return to the boardwalk now that the body has been taken away. A little something that your visual cortex... Oh no, it's one of those... You can just stop by whenever you're... The cold sea breeze stings your face as you step on the boardwalk, a luminous wheel of pleasure, and all things bright. Its wooden frame creaks.
What are you looking at?
This must be the pleasure wheel that Trant Heidelstein told you about. The little wooden gondolas dangle in the wind. A seabird has made a nest in one of the cabins. But even the pleasure wheel stands still. There's a ticket office made out of an old gondola. Its wooden frame, the same shape. The pleasure wheel stands still on the boardwalk.
The what now? What is going...
Decay and death. Staring into... Nothing's going on with you. Everything is perfectly fine.
Mr. Méjean? Perhaps not fun, but I do think he...
To carve out a corner of the world.
But I don't think standing here in the cold is doing...
The pleasure wheel stands still on the boardwalk. Some waves come crashing.
You officers.
Nice to meet you.
No, I can't. Mikhail's a little
The man's...
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when... No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer.
So you haven't seen...
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a...
There's something friendly and familiar. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone.
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building. What not a lot of people know is, this used to be the R&D department of Felt Electrical. And Felt, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top...
Hold on. What's R&D? It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal cock.
Apologies, it's an acronym for research and development. You're probably more familiar with RTD.
Mea culpa. You are not familiar with that one either. This man...
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cart. They started out as a midway electronics outfit in... Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But felt it was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that an elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, which is a feat of engineering, even today's giants.
He assumes something like a combat stance.
Indeed.
The revolution!
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their ass. All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D. Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got...
A pleasure wheel?
Perhaps reminded of a childhood memory.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez... Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here.
He means that the boys got shot by the communists. The boys were...
Tape computers. They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being... What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created... It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bon Baiser d'Insuline. I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any...
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book.
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, 10 years ago, I did a little... freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Womty Dumpty Dum Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Juice joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he? He did it. He said, what the hell is a Wompty Dumpty Dum Center?
The Womty Dumpty Dum Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some... In fact, I'm not. The Womty Dumpty Dum Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space, but perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write direct...
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Even one would be very useful. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolution... Yes, the official name of the prototype. Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. But of course, what else? No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here.
Pick your brain, if anything. The locusts aren't doing all too well, but they're still... The locusts... The locusts aren't doing all too well, but they're still in there. The locusts aren't. The trap stands empty amongst the reeds. No insects. The locusts, dazed from being transported. They're not really going to get the...
Good. Now that's done. When do you think... Don't answer that.
He doesn't want to. But if there is one more cryptozoo...
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bats.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need... But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. Oh? Who? Okay. When did this person stay? Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else. Really? Are you sure you're not also looking for Nadia Harnancourt? Or Ignis Nielsen? Or the great lost city of Ace under the waves? A lot of stuff. I guess that makes you into some sort of terrier. Either way, I can't help you out. Oh? Okay. Oh. Yes, that's the Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe... Really? A lot of stuff. I guess that makes you into some sort of terrier. Either way, I can't help you out.
Our tenant, the policeman. Nay.
Because she's blind, which you seem to have forgotten.
This is my little cinder block town.
She's being evasive.
There was a murder in Martinez.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other. Ah, I should have known. This is yet another...
Enough of this. She better start talking right now.
There's not much to tell.
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others. As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, the edge of a floorboard next to hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out them. You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. A small cylindrical object. The floorboard doesn't care. But maybe it's extra ammunition. She's locked in.
Our tenant, the policeman. Damn that girl.
And without anger,
But you didn't put it there.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant. Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl. As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What?
That's for the police to find out. Right then. Please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
Yes, early.
She probably heard the lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine. It lets the bad guys know when you are coming.
I don't know. Further up the coast, she tried to live quiet.
It's a peninsula.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back.
I wouldn't worry about that, ma'am. We are persistent.
Yes, it's going to be too much work for you to find her. Better...
The felled electric neuron. You feel like you should go...
One thing, officer. If you do find her...
She really means it.
She's a good girl.
slogan used to intertwine. Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in wall, felled electrical. There's something in the wind.
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there.
Why single out this one building? Even though you're sure you succeeded, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead. No rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down.
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild creek. And then there's the church. If I were a murder suspect, I would not hide in the most prominent building here.
Or spiritual. She could.
Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places. Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. An adventure awaits. An adventure on the windswept. The once bright mural tapped a breeze. The once
in there?
Why single out this one? Suddenly, there's a sigh, carried on the molecules around you, moving, flowing from high pressure in through the collapsed roof, flowing down a concrete staircase to the basement, sweeping away.
She's down there.
Okay. Why? Right. How do we get in there? The doors were under collapse.
Finally, my time to shine.
Perhaps you can climb them. We are not climbing anything.
Hello, dear. Thank you for doing that, dear.
Her smile is weary.
Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. I'm afraid the cold has really got... I'm sorry, dear. It was me. I made him go...
Her voice is shaky.
Morel will eventually, or we'll talk...
The lieutenant stares at his shoe, caked in mud. He doesn't say anything.
That really is too much, sweetie.
Very strange. Why is she not letting you do this?
Different? How? I'm not. It's, a strange...
And when a police officer asks...
Do you ever wonder if some lovely...
Hunching her shoulders now.
Seeing the Insulindian phasmid was just a story I used to tell. Morel's so
a terrible sting in the heart. regret.
No, sweetie. There's more to it than that. That I'm some queen of the cryptozoology.
That I am a queen?
But now, we're both getting old, and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it.
The lieutenant opens his notebook, but doesn't write anything. An acorn is not the same as the tree. That requires time.
But it is. We've spent years searching for the Phasma. If I hadn't led him down this path, he could have a steady job lecturing at a university. Oh, of course it counts for something. But we've had our... I was a paraplegic before we met. He didn't know before I arrived. On our...
She has to swallow to relax her throat. It's keeping her from talking.
Maybe. But then why do I not dare tell him? I've wasted enough of your... What you have to know is the Insulindian Phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fools chase our ghosts.
Are there? Some of the other things are pretty bad.
I'm not sure of anything. Sometimes I still see it, you know. Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary.
Really?
Oh, sweetie. Please don't get stuck on a dream. Take it from me and Morel. Okay.
A sigh. She doesn't think you'll need it.
You too, sweetie. Thank you for everything, truly.
A waste of a fool's hope. Like that, she drives off. The gas engine putters quietly as she gets to the doors, then pushes them open. Outside,
we should go to...
Somewhere out there, a kilometer to the southeast, a gust of wind shakes the felled building.